read the Gospels of the New Testament, after entering Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple for the first time. The Gospel of Matthew tells us about the heartbreaking things Jesus experienced there. In the temple, where people were supposed to worship and pray to God, many people were doing business and exchanging money. So Jesus turned over the tables of the money changers and the chairs of those who were selling doves and shouted, "You have turned God's temple into a gathering place for thieves." And then he went out of Jerusalem. Jesus spent the night at a town called Bethany. The people in the temple and in Jerusalem talked about Jesus all day long, asking, "Who is this person and how dare he say this and that about the temple?" The next day, early in the morning, Jesus came back to Jerusalem. Then he saw a fig tree on the side of the road. Fig trees produce fruit well, even when they are only a few years old. The fig tree that Jesus saw had lush leaves, so it was probably a tree that had grown for more than a few years. Of course, there had to be a lot of fruit. However, it is recorded that although the tree had lush leaves, it did not have a single fruit. It's strange, isn't it? Jesus was disappointed. Then he spoke to the tree, "From now on and forever, no one will eat fruit from you." Then something surprising happened. The fig tree withered, and people were whispering, "Wasn't Jesus too harsh on the fig tree?" Then the disciples, while feeling strange, asked Jesus, "Why has the fig tree withered?" The day before, Jesus met people exchanging money or selling doves at the temple. They should have been worshiping and praying there, but they were focusing on the wrong things. It was the same with the fig tree he met the next day. If a fig tree had leaves, it had to have fruit. However, the tree was concentrating on the wrong things and was not producing any fruit. Somehow, don't they seem similar? Jesus didn't suddenly get angry at the fig tree. God reflected the images of the people he met at the temple in Jerusalem on a fruitless fig tree. By showing this tree to him, the Lord once again emphasized to the disciples and others about their mistakes and taught them over and over again. But people only said absurd things. "Look at the fig tree. What happened to it? Oh, Jesus is so harsh." We are blind to what Jesus tried to tell us and show us. And we only think about what we see and what we want to think. Hi, Bible friends. There are people who go to the temple for purposes other than worshiping God, or insist on living like a fig tree that has leaves but no fruit. They will not avoid the rebuke of Jesus. However, Jesus repeatedly teaches us the right path. We must remember the words of Jesus by worshiping, praying, praising, and reading the words. I hope that this will bear fruit in our lives.